now. Cool. Teaching and learning is a process of decision making. In the command style, all decisions are made by the teacher. There is, said by Ashford from Austin, direct relationship between the teacher's stimulus and the learner's response. That is the anatomy of the command style.
The implementation of the command style, or how we would use it, there are three major, sets. There's a pre-impact, an impact, and a post-impact set. The pre-impact set is responsible for planning. It's mainly the subject being taught must it must match up with the anatomy of the command style, and Travis will go over the anatomy of the command style. The impact set is it engaging and what is it executing? So both of those together are the impact set. Additionally, the learners must know the expectations of the task. So all of you are the subjects, and you guys will know and will have to know what the expectation is of our said task. With that being said, there are three sets of expectations. So there's subject matter, which is what is being taught. There's behavior, there's what is expected from you guys, and then there's logistic procedures. So time, place, equipment, where this is going on, inside, outside. Those are very important aspects of the command style. And last but not least, the post-impact set. So similar to what we were talking about with the conclusion and just wrapping up, giving feedback to subjects. So teachers being able to give feedback both immediately and after the task has been done.
So some subject matter considerations. We don't want to overwhelm you guys as we give you these instructions, so we're going to keep to one stimulus at a time so that we can learn those well before we progress. We want to learn each phase and master it before we move on. Thinking about this as you get more comfortable with the movement, and for anyone who has done yoga will want to know that because we want to make sure we're also taking care of the three developmental channels. So if you have done yoga before and we're working to fix up the movement and give us more precision and make it better, we have three developmental channels. We have the emotional channel, so if I come around and say, hey, this movement is a little wrong, and try and tweak it in some way, you have to get over the emotional side of, oh man, I'm doing it wrong, I feel bad about that. And so all that, and we're just coming to terms with that. And then you have the cognitive channel of processing how we need to relearn that movement and make it better, and then the actual physical channel to alter the movement. And so the overriding purpose of the command style is to develop automaticity of the response to the movements that we're giving you. So characteristics of subject matter in the command style, we want to have fixed standards and single standards to keep things easy but doable. And we want immediate recall and repeated performance to the things that Leo will be teaching. And we want proficiency to be maximized by the speed of recall. So as Leo gives you different teachings, we want to replicate that as quickly as possible.
And just some style-specific comments. We would like for the teacher, us, to have kind of a caring interaction with you guys, because it helps us want to teach you more, helps you learn better. It's just a more comfortable environment, especially when there's hands-on adjustment or cues like there are in yoga. Also, the primary motivator for the command style is to feel a sense of accomplishment, so we will be affirming you guys when you do it right and trying to help you to make sure you do it right.
It's my turn. The implications of the command style. So the teacher is able to design the lesson just like we did. So we were able to learn the task, therefore teach it to you guys as a subject. This also creates design variation from the subject matter. So are we able to, just like Travis was mentioning, if it's too easy, can we design the plan differently to create variation? One example is that in many yoga classes, students will gain both physical and mental while being in union with one another during synchronized breathing portions of the practice. So that is an example of the implication of the command style. So, all right, that is the command style there. And
Let's do some yoga.
Yeah, so let's head outside. You guys can do like rows, so maybe like 4 rows, like 4 across. Get some room, there you go. Alright. Alright guys, we're gonna take a big breath in through your nose, and then open your mouth and exhale. A little louder, breathe in, and then open your mouth. One more time again, inhale. And then open your mouth, exhale. So in yoga, to begin a practice and end a practice, we start with an om, so it's an OM sound. I'm going to start, and then you guys are just going to come in. Okay? So take a big breath in through your nose. Breathe in. And breathe out. So today we're going to be going over what we call a sun A salutation in yoga, and the purpose of a sun A salutation is to get the body warm, get it familiar with breathing as a unison in class. As we mentioned in a yoga class, it's both breathing and moving as a synchronized group. So a sun salutation, I'll explain what it is, but for the most part, we're just trying to get your body to sweat. So obviously not right now, but in a yoga class, in a yoga environment, we want to see, as a teacher, we want to see sweat on the body. So as soon as we see sweat, then we can move on. So we're warming up the body to move, right? We're warming up the muscles, as we all know. We're kinesiologists. They work better when they're warm. So that's the main point of a sun A salutation, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So Spencer here, I'm gonna cue him, and he's gonna demonstrate it, and then we'll do it as a class. All right. So, ready, Spencer?
Ready.
Reach your arms up. Take a breath in. Fold forward and breathe out. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Plant your hands to plank. Take a breath in. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Jump to the top, to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise back up, breathe in. Bring your hands by your sides. That's our sun A. We're going to do that as a class, and I'm going to guide you guys through that. You ready? Yes. All right. All right, let's begin. Remember, breathing in and out through your nose and having fun, smiling. All right? Reach up, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Come halfway up, halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands for plank. Take a breath in here, and then lower halfway down. Upward dog, reach your chest up, breathe in. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up, breathe in. Bring your hands by your sides, exhale. Let's try that one more time. Ready? Reach back up, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands high plank. Breathe in. Halfway down. Upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hands, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise all the way up, inhale. Hands by your sides, exhale. Alright. That's our sun A salutation. That's what we do. That's what we breathe. That's the yoga. So,
Do you want to focus on little corrections of the sun A salutation?
yeah, totally can.
You should do them on me.
Yeah, I'll do that. So, just corrections of what it should look like or what we often see. So, go ahead and reach up. So, you want to fully extend through your arms. You're relaxing your shoulders down your back. Fold forward. As we halfway lift, we want to remain in a flat back. And then you plant your hands for plank. Again, plank, you want to engage through your legs, and then also through your hands. You want to spread your fingers wide, have a nice strong foundation through there. And then once you come halfway down, you want to bring your elbows in towards your ribs. And then you flip your toes down for upward facing dog. Big, tall chest. And then downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. Again, you're planting down through your hands. And then again, just like we were here, our halfway lift, it's a flat back. We're folding right back down. And then we're reaching back up again, hands up, fingers wide. Relaxing those shoulder blades down.
We want to try one more time and just see if we can focus on, yeah, we can do a slow one. We'll go, have you go through it slowly,
We'll go slow.
and we'll kind of pay attention to, I think the thing I noticed for me was like hands, fingers really spread wide and gripping into the floor. And we'll just try and pick out little things that each of you kind of can work on.
Doing great. One more time. Here we go. Slow. Reach up. Breathe in. Fold forward. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Inhale. Plant your hands. High plank. Again, spread your fingers wide. Take a breath in here. And then lower halfway down. Upward facing dog. Flip your toes. Your chest up. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up again. Breathe in. Hands by your sides. Alright. How'd that look?
Much better.
Great. Alright.
Does anyone have any questions as to why we might be doing this, or why certain movements such as like straight back on the halfway up or anything?
Any questions on like modifications? If I can't do that, what should I do? Yeah.
I have one. So when you go from the like plank position and then going, I guess it's upward dog.
Yeah.
And then what's the one after where you like,
Downward dog?
Downward dog.
Yeah.
How do you transition to that? Because I feel like my feet are often like spread out from the plank, from upward dog to downward dog, for instance.
Yeah, so your feet should already be at hip width distance. So are you referring to like when my toes are flipped down and then I just flip them back to downward dog?
Yeah,
Or-
I feel like it's like pretty far. Like, isn't it as a point for like my feet to like be able to like touch the ground? Or, like,
I mean, not necessarily. A lot of us, I mean, at least for a lot of people, their calf muscles are pretty tight. So ideally you want to shoot for keeping your heels down, but that's not the ultimate goal. So if you're up, I mean, it's not the end of the world. That's just how you just have to work on it. So, yeah. Anything else? Augie?
I just have a question about the breathing.
Yeah.
Keeping your mind focused on how you're breathing.
Right.
Why I feel like people might wonder why I can't just breathe. Like, why do I have to do it this way? Why can't I just breathe?
Yeah. So it's a whole different aspect of yoga and breathing in unison with your body and as a class. So when you come to a yoga class, it's more of having a sense of unity and community, and that's what breath does. So if you hear Yazi breathing the same breath you are, right, that seems more of a body and a unit compared to like if you're just breathing out of your mouth or just not even breathing, then it creates a shift, compared to, so Crystal back there is breathing the same breath you are, and it creates a unison. So that's the main reason why.
For my yoga PE class, my partner and I are kind of talking about if we're like kind of stuck in a pose at one point and we're like following the breath well, but then the teacher might correct someone and it's kind of like we're stuck there. Are we supposed to hold our breath or just like take a few breaths? I like get confused sometimes. What do you recommend for that?
Like say if you're in a pose and someone.
Yeah, we're like waiting for the next pose so that we can breathe out,
Okay.
Like, do you just stay there?
Yeah, you just stay there until they cue it to, like whatever, say if you're like in Warrior 2 and you're waiting for it to reverse,
Mhm.
you just wait there until the breath in to reverse back.
Okay.
So ideally, yeah, you just want to stay there and hold it. Not your breath, but the pose.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good clarifying question.
Yeah, that is.
You don't want anybody passing out.
Yeah, you should. Hold your breath. Anything else? Yes. Anything that?
You all say you feel comfortable with the movements you just did, and have good understanding of how to do them and why they help you? We have some verbal or nodding feedback. Just make sure you guys are great.
Nice, yeah, and just to conclude again, we do this at the beginning of class, right? There's both a Sun A and a Sun B salutation, so it's just getting the body warm and ready for a flow, or whatever type of yoga that you might be doing. So this is specific to Power Vinyasa Yoga. It's where you're moving, it's a vigorous movement, so you want to get your body warm and ready for what's to come. And reiterate that and to keep breathing. Have fun.
So what if like this doesn't warm you up? Like, is there any way to like? I'm just thinking like.
No, yeah.
Like some people like this may warm them up. Some people they may not warm them up. Is it like speed that would help warm it up, or would it be like longer?
Yeah, and that would be the teacher's responsibility to warm you up. So as a teacher, you want to, they call it teach to the middle, and you want to see if Jamie's the only one sweating and the rest of the class isn't, then I can't move forward. So then we would just prolong the Sun A salutation portion of class, and if that means cutting down the flow, then that's fine. So we want the body to be warm. If you're not warm, and say, Henry's not warm, then we can't move on.
I have class.
Well, thank you guys for joining in this.
Yeah.
That's all we have for you today.